Here's an easy question for you. Which of these games is the closest thing to the real thing? A, Intellivision Major League Baseball. B, Atari Baseball. Here they are again, close up. A, Intellivision. B, Atari. If you thought A, Intellivision, you're absolutely correct. You see, I told you this question was easy.
Intellivision was one of the first pioneers in gaming. They pioneered the use of the keypad controller and had the first 16-bit console, realistic sports game, voice synthesizer in-game, and competition ad. Not to mention lasting way longer than it should have due to a loyal group of programmers. So let's take a look at some Intellivision games and see if they hold up today. I'm also going to take a look at the mobile phone demo for Moon Patrol for the Intellivision Amico. Let's get into it. Utopia feels like the original SimCity. You are the mayor, and you use these simplistic icons to build a town. You have to keep your town up too and make sure it doesn't fall into ruin. There are two versions of this game. One on the original Intellivision and one on the Mattel Aquarius computer. Half of the icons on the original Intellivision version are very confusing. Overall, I think it's a pretty good game, considering the hardware of the original Intellivision.
B-17 bomber.
Okay, let's actually talk about this game. When you turn on the game, you just laugh because this is B-17 Bomber is the best game, and you will know it's because of the voice synthesis opening provided by the Mattel IntelliVoice, which was a thing that they did in the early 80s to kind of give it that boost over Atari. In this game, you are controlling a bomber plane, and you have to work the plane's functions to make it function and bomb the ground of the location that it's bombing. The voice synthesis module usage already makes me love this game, so it definitely is a really good game because of the bombing factor, which is fun. I build bombs. Speaking of bombs,
Mattel Electronics presents Bomb Squad.
I need an original Intellivision just for these voice synthesis games. Wow! Bomb Squad has an opening that's just as funny as B-17 Bomber, and the game is way less fun. I'm sorry, it's anxiety in game form. The IntelliVoice guys are telling you to defuse the bomb, and you have a limited time to do so. It's very confusing because there's all these semiconductors, and I don't know what to do. The icons are confusing. It just gives you so much to do. It can be very confusing at times when you don't know how to defuse the bomb, and you're just angry at yourself. Overall, a respectable game, but probably the worst out of the games I'm going to be talking about, even though that intro was gold. This one is a quickie and a classic. Baseball is one of the first MLB licensed baseball games. Released in 1980, it was a huge marketing point for Mattel's Intellivision and helped them gain ground over Atari due to its realistic characters and feel. Also another optional voice synthesis game, the first to be exact. Major League Baseball is truly Intellivision royalty in a classic game. I think it's one of the best on the system because it feels like baseball, one of the first games to make it that way. And also, it was featured in the commercial at the beginning of the video, so that gives it points.
When it comes to space games, nobody compares to Atari.
Excuse me, have you compared them to Intellivision?
Intellivision?
Sure, they've got great space games, like Intellivision Space Battle.
I didn't know.
And now there's Space Armada and the incredible Astro Smash.
I didn't know.
Here, compare for yourself. Intellivision Space Games from Mattel Electronics. Once you compare, you'll know.
Astro Smash is the epitome of nostalgia. It feels like a mix between Space Invaders, Missile Command, and Asteroids with that classic Intellivision feel. In Astro Smash, you go around shooting asteroids before they hit the ground to rack up a high score. Like most other Intellivision games, the twist is that the asteroids split into pieces before they break, so you have to destroy the individual pieces before the full asteroid is gone. Overall, a classic and great game, and it's nice they're remaking it next year when the Amico comes out. But what about an even more classic game? What's the ... It's gonna transition. Can we get a transition go? 1, 2, 3. Woo! This is Intellivision's Metal Gear Solid. Night Stalker is a game in which you run away from bad guys in spooky alleyways and caves, trying to destroy each of them with a gun and get a high score. It's got good gameplay, and I'm happy it's being remade next year when the Amico comes out. I think it'll be a flagship title. The gun in this game only shoots a couple shots, but it respawns often, and it makes it a little more stressful to try and defeat all the enemies on screen. It's also the source game for the Intellivision Running Man, which is their new logo, which is cool. Skiing. Skiing is a classic. You should know that. It's been copied like 75,000 times. I think I have skiing on my Roku. You slide down a mountain, avoiding logs and trees and trying to get as far as possible while staying in the gates and not dying. The graphics are really good because of the simplicity. It almost has a 3D perspective with the skier on the hill. Overall, a great game and a must-play for Intellivision fans. And when the Amico comes out, skiing is going to be a complete banger. Everybody's going to be like wanting to play skiing. That's my theory. Snafu. Snafu is great. It's probably my favorite Intellivision game. It's so simple, and that's how it works. You and other players control snakes trying to trap each other. The competitive aspect makes it feel like a better version of Snake, and it's fun to trap someone without them knowing. It also encourages couch co-op because playing with a computer wouldn't be as fun as trapping your friends or family. And that's why I think Snafu is probably the best game on the Intellivision, and it's a complete must-play for the system. Shark Shark feels like the original Feeding Frenzy. You play as a shark, and you have to eat all the smaller fish to get a high score. Feels like an aquarium with the variety of fish in the game. I enjoy the game and think it's quite fun and addictive, and would have been a great thing to have as a handheld back in the day. Are you a gamer? Are you a goober? Well then, subscribe to Lucas, because we're racing with Magma to 150 subscribers, and it'd be good if you could join the race and help me win. If I win, I will do some great stuff, make more 10-minute videos, and do some pretty cool stunts. That's all I have to say. Moon Patrol was an original Intellivision game released 40 years ago. It's a successful game, and they are remaking it next year for the people at Intellivision Entertainment have supplied a demo on their Amico Club app, and I think it's really good. It's a run-and-gun shooter set on the moon, where you have to jump over and shoot obstacles and enemies to try to finish the level. The demo seems high quality, and it looks like Intellivision are still making high-quality games today. Well, that was a look at some early Intellivision games. I gotta say, these games are really fun, and I definitely underestimated them. The worst one is probably Bomb Squad, and the best one is probably Snafu. Overall, I think these games are great, and you should definitely look into getting an Intellivision and playing some of these old games, or even playing them through Retro Reimagined, or downloading them on the Amiga.